Two guys that are distracted by shiny things, yet somehow find the truth. Bald and Called.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is J-Dog. This guy is G. And you are listening, and for some of you, now watching Bald and Called.
Oh, they were. They're gone.
Yeah. They all tuned out immediately when they saw.
and let's just say this: this is the second round of the same thing that we just did but didn't record.
That's right. That's right.
There
It's
was
really
no
okay.
magic, by the way. You didn't miss anything, and this will not be anything like the first one.
It will not.
It's the same topic.
It is.
But here's the thing, Bald and Called, distracted by shiny things from the voice of our sweet producer.
That's
Bill,
right.
Who had the idea? Let's do YouTube too.
Yeah.
So in doing this shiny thing,
Yep. We saw
and
the
we forgot
shiny.
to
We saw the
push
shiny thing.
record.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen, and here we are.
You gotta love it though.
Oh, it's perfect.
I mean, it's so. It's,
10 lesser men would have been very frustrated.
Which is funny because,
No.
I mean, the topic that we're going into.
Maybe it's only been 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe we were listening to ourselves.
Maybe the Lord is just going, hey, let's just test what you just said. How about that? So. Well, we want to talk to you a little bit, give you a little story, and this story that I'm going to tell you, it happened a little while ago, back during the winter, but we wanted to we knew immediately that this was gonna become a podcast, so we want to tell you a little story, a funny thing that happened on the way to the disc golf course, is what you're listening to, but G and I had decided in our infinite wisdom on a day that was actually going to be pretty nice, that we were gonna go.
But we were cutting it close because I had to come from here, and there was just a window.
Right. Yeah. We had a.
I'm patting this for an excuse. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm doing right now. That's part of.
We had a short window to get 18 in. And so G comes rolling into my house on two wheels, and we're I come running in from work on two wheels, and we're kind of scurrying around a little bit, and so we're doing the bag transfer. He's transferring his discs from his truck to my truck, and yada yada, and I'm grabbing bottles of water, and there was a disc. I can't remember which disc you had. Is that when I started using the new putters? It may have been when you started using the Novas. Yeah, that may have been Nova's a disc. By the way, I should preface that for those of you that don't know. Yeah, one of our. but I
think it was.
I had a disc golf basket sitting in the garage, and I moved the disc golf basket and grabbed some putters. We'll pretend like that's what it was, even if that wasn't what it was. I really do. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And so we I grab the disc and we jump in the car and we take off, and I reach up and I hit the garage door to come down, and we're backing up, and all of a sudden I just see the garage door turn sideways. And I'm just sitting there going, "Oh no!" And I look up, and I moved the disc golf. I moved the disc golf basket out, but I didn't push it far enough back in, and so the garage door caught on my basket. And I mean, I'm talking about we're looking, and we're like, I mean, it is.
The sound.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
And it's crumpling, and there's nothing.
Yeah, can't do anything about it
until it stopped.
That's right. Can't do anything about it. You just have to deal. And so, at that point, we realized that I realized that I had messed up, and so I decided that and in our infinite wisdom, being guys, I mean, let's just throw all the guys in the under the bus on that one. We jumped out and we thought, we can fix this real quick.
Oh,
So
Niagara Falls, it's just a leak. We got it.
We got that. So we grabbed a couple of ladders and we unlocked the garage door.
We really did think that we were going to just fix it.
We did. Yeah, we thought
That's just off track.
10
Just
minutes,
give
we'll
it a
throw it
pop.
back up on the track and
Hit it
roll
with a
out.
hammer.
And we'll still get 18 in because
That's
let's
right.
be honest, that was our focus.
Because this was getting this now was getting in our way. The basket was in the way. Now this is in
That's
our
right.
way of
That's
us having
exactly
fun.
right. We were looking to play some disc golf for sure. But so we jump. I'm on one ladder. G's on another. And at one point, like I remember, and I just thought about this, but I remember at one point we had like a 2x4. And then like maybe a broom handle or a paint extension.
It was a paint extension.
We had one of those holding the thing
That's
up.
a great plan.
Yeah, oh for sure. But what you don't really realize is that the garage doors are heavy.
It's heavier than
Like
you
it's
think.
so heavy, and like these little bitty guides are what's
it looks
holding
like it's
this
being
thing
held
up.
by like aluminum cans, but apparently
It's
they're
so crazy. But we thought we were gonna fix it.
they interfere with it, and it all goes to sidewise. And
We decided
crinkle.
the first actual movement we got on it was it kind of halfway turned just a little bit. Like we thought, well, we'll just, if nothing else, we'll put it down, is what we thought. And I mean, the first move, and there were springs shooting out, and all the little rollers that there were things falling out of the garage. It was epically awful.
And we were probably more kidding than I'm sure I was kidding more than I should have, since it wasn't my garage door. It's like, it's not supposed to do that, is it? Ching. No.
We were halfway joking, halfway flustered, and halfway just wanted to get in the car so we could go play disc golf.
It's like, we can't fix it. We might as well play disc golf.
That's right. So we go back and jump in the car.
Which is what we did.
That's exactly what we did. We rolled. We're like, well, can't fix it. We'll just go play disc golf. We'll deal with it later.
We'll see if Jen notices.
That's right. I called Jen on the way out. I'm like, hey babe, the garage door's busted. I kind of messed it up. I'll get it worked on tomorrow. But anyway, we eventually had to call Lee Toll at Toll Brothers. You should, if you have garage door needs, you can call Toll Brothers. No, but I called Lee. He got some guys over there to take care of us and so they.
How long did it take?
It took them a grand total of like 18 minutes. Like, I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like, they came in, rolled, they got that. I mean, did the same thing that we did, ironically. Bring two ladders in. They're standing on both ladders. They get the thing adjusted, throw all the pieces back together. Garage door works fine. I'm sitting there going, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this is exactly what we're doing. And, I mean, I sat there and watched them. I mean, I was in the garage with them most of the time that they were working. I mean, it took them like 18 minutes, and they rolled through it like, I mean, of course, the thing is that, they do this for a living. They know what they're doing. And, me and G, we don't.
We only pretend we do.
we don't know.
And then admit we don't.
We don't know what we're doing right now.
It's like, no, absolutely not.
Oh, my goodness.
Just
But
try not to fall out of the chair.
no, but as we're backing out, even then we're saying, oh, this is definitely going to be a podcast at some point.
We can't pass this up.
Yeah. So here we are. We're
there's your confession
here.
that the cheese has fallen off our cracker once again.
For sure. We're not exactly playing with a full deck, but that's okay. That's okay. But we got to think. What we're thinking about is the thought process. I moved the garage door. I mean, I moved the disc golf basket in the way, and then I pushed it back in to where I thought it was out of the way.
There's a way that seems right to Jason. Apparently wasn't.
It was definitely not. And but we got to thinking, like, what are the things that really get in our way? What are the things in the Christian walk that get in our way?
Well, the first thing that springs to mind, and I'm borrowing from our last conversation, but the G.K. Chesterton, writer back in the early 19th century, I think is when he was, but he also wrote for a paper, and a subscriber had written in. It says, "Sir, what is wrong with the world today?" And he replied in the paper, he says, "Dear sir, I am." Signed, G.K. I am. So what's in the way? Me.
Yeah.
What's in my head, my heart, my mouth, all things me, and inside my 3-foot space,
Yeah.
bumping into all the other space, because I like it to be my way. In my time, can I just continue? But this is really therapeutic. I'm really just confessing a lot here. No, it just, but if we're honest,
Yep.
because everything in me must go, well, but it's also because of this and this and
Oh yeah,
factors,
we love to
maybe,
throw the
yeah,
we love
but-
to throw the stuff in.
but me, why did you react like a knucklehead during that conversation? Well, it could be because I didn't start my day thinking of higher things, didn't have a conversation with God, didn't go to Scripture, didn't kind of get equipped for the day, just kind of said, I'll wing it. Well, that works out real well, because then I'm going to fill that with stuff that I think makes sense,
Yeah.
and I'm going to then probably just fly off the handle, get caught in an unguarded moment. That's a good excuse, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
It's an excuse.
Oh, it's an excuse. Well, don't get caught in an unguarded moment.
Yeah.
Stop.
Well, that's our first reaction, and I mean, I think for everyone, our first reaction is, well, what's going on? What's going on? Why are you doing this, or why is this going on in your life, or why? Well, it's because of this, or it's because of that person, or it's because of these things, or it's we've got this list, we got this list going on, and it's not ever us, it's always somebody else, or the devil made me do it, kind of thing, and we get to that point and we're like okay, but that's not the problem.
Mm-mm.
The problem is not the circumstances, and it's not the people. It's not any of those things. It's
when you
us.
find out
It's
what
my
that
mind.
is when you ask, Lord, show me if there be any wicked way in me. Not if, but this. Show me where that wicked way is, and then let's burn it. I think we did a pruning thing on that.
We did.
And then Lord, then now keep me sitting here so that I will hear it. Because what I like to, it's like, I'm going to ask the right question, and I'm going to run.
Well, and that's because
I want to get credit. I want to get half credit for asking it right, but then I'm not going to necessarily pay attention to what he says do.
Yeah. Well, because
What
that's the question's not real. I mean, we have to realize that it's on us, and we have to take some ownership of those things, because the question that we really need to answer is not what's in our way, but what is in our life that's in God's way. I mean, that's the real question that we need to be asking, and it's one that we very rarely ask. We very rarely say, Lord, show me, show me the jackwagon stuff in my life that needs to go.
But I can nail it for somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord, you need to just show them that they're, out of sorts.
Yeah. If you could just show Jason.
Open their eyes, Lord.
Yeah.
So they see them.
Yeah, we don't pray it for ourselves. That goes to the speck in the log. I mean, that's what that goes to really quickly, because we want to point that out, and we want to, but I mean, we get so caught up in our sin, and we don't even acknowledge it as sin. We get caught up in our daily routines, and we let just the smallest things get us all out of sorts.
Nasal flies.
Anything.
The sheep will butt its head against a rock because it can't pick its nose because of the hooves.
Oh, wow.
And so the flies will get in there, and in Psalm 23, can dine in the presence of my enemies, because the shepherd goes, puts oil around the hall, puts salve around there so the flies can't get in, because the little things will drive the sheep crazy. He will butt his head trying to rid himself of the flies that are laying eggs. I mean, brought down by something that big.
Tiny.
Well, there we are.
Tiny.
Sometimes the big things, because we know, Lord, I got to sit. I'm clipped in, and that span between me and him is on the hip, and there's not you. I'm right there, because I know it's bigger than me. It's the little things that I go, Lord, I got it. I don't say that. God knows I'm acting like it.
Oh yeah, for sure we're acting.
There
like
he goes. He's wandering off. I don't know why. What are you doing? Where are you going? Just get back here. Let's walk this. I'm going to teach you how to walk.
Yeah.
Well,
we don't acknowledge any of those things, and we get to a point where we're just, I mean, if you think about the things that in our lives that really get us out of sorts, the guy cutting us off, and the person at the gas station that that decided they were more important than everybody else that particular day, and whether it's somebody trying to cut line or whether it's a cashier that's having a bad morning or bad afternoon or
of course
bad
I've never
evening
done any of that.
Yeah, no, we've never done any of those things, and so we are all out of sorts all the time, and we're walking around, and it's this and it's always somebody else's fault, and it's never ours. And so when we get to the point where we begin to recognize him, and we begin to recognize the stuff in our lives, it's those. I think once we get there, we start realizing, oh man, this is something I gotta, I use the altar. I use that term. The whole come to the altar thought process, and that's great. I'm not knocking that, but we don't have to go to confession, and we don't have to go to the front seat of my truck has been an altar multiple times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where I've just had to say, "Hey, Lord, I'm messing this up. I don't know what I'm doing. I got no idea. I got no idea how to handle this in my personal life, with my family life, with my friends. I got this person over here that's in my church that's just going through it, and I don't know. I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't know how to encourage anymore. I got this person over here, in my family that's dealing with A, B, C, and D, and I don't know how to reach out to them. I can be there, but Lord, you got to give me something else, and I don't know how to handle my anger. I don't know how to handle my whatever, insert your thing here.
Isn't it great though? Because think of the little things that we have to wade through to get to moments that like, there are conversations that we have to have that we absolutely, we're in constant need of having Jesus on tap, just constant. And I don't want to pickle myself down with just a lot of nonsense, or is it a hill worth dying on? No. Yeah. So free yourself from that, so that when the real things come, and they're going to come, guaranteed. Yeah. It's going to be difficult. Easy has nothing to do with it. Mm-mm. God keeps his promises, and promises that he will equip us to do the things that he's called us to do that we can't do unless he does it through us and compels us and moves us. Amen. I want to get to that spot where the conversation, I can hear him if he whispers. Mm-hmm. And I can't do that if a nasal fly is buzzing like a no-see-em, like a gnat, and I'm constantly distracted by this when he's going, peace.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think we've tried to make it, it's almost like, and I know I use COVID as an example all the time. I do it with my students. I do it with my family. But it's just one of those things. It's like we got through COVID, and now it's like, man, that was hard. Well, yeah, it was hard. But it's like, man, that was hard. And so it's now like, okay, well, we've gone through this hard thing, Lord. So now everything else should be easy. Yeah,
He owes us nothing.
And he didn't owe us jack. And we get to that point where we're sitting here trying to justify our sin based off of a hard circumstance that we went through, and that's not how it works. And we go, we got so much junk going on in our lives,
and we miss his presence.
We miss it all the time.
Because we got in front of him a lot.
Yeah. Or because we can't control things. We can't control our, or we say we can't control. It's really just a desire for us to do what we want to do. Say what we want to say. We could not control that garage door.
And we couldn't control Jen's sweet attitude that we had to confess.
Oh, bless her. Man, I married way up, bro. I'm just going to be honest with you.
No, I agree with you.
But don't trip. You did too. You did. So no. Well, we just got through going through the Book of James with my students. We got to talking about things we can't control, and there's times in my life where as somebody who's teaching on a regular basis, and I know you've experienced this too, but we get to a point where we run across something and we've studied or we've prepared a teaching lesson or a message or whatever, and we've got it in front of us. But when we actually go through it that night, like I tell my adults all the time, like all my adult leaders, I'm like, you have no idea the battle that is going on in my head and in my heart, because I got to a verse and it was like, well, I'm teaching this particular point over here, and God's over here on this other point going, hey, by the way, Jack Wagon, you need to really look at this in your life.
Yes.
And
this is for you.
I got to James 1:26 as I was just reading the scripture for the evening, but I got to James 1:26, and in the ESV it says, if anyone thinks he's religious and does not bridle his tongue, deceives his heart, this person's religion is worthless. And I went, wow.
You don't have to look that up in the Greek.
No, I don't. You can. It doesn't matter what translation you read it in. Worthless is pretty easy. And so, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I got to that, and it's like how you gonna handle yourself? Are you really gonna control what you say all the time? And it's like, okay, I got it. Because there's times that I just need to be quiet. There's times that I just need to shut up, and I just need to
create some space, so God will speak.
Yeah, and let my wife do her thing, and let my kids do her thing, and let my family do their thing, and let my friends do their thing, and let my students do their thing. And there's times I just need to be quiet and let them do their thing, and let God do what He does, because He's gonna do it. Wait for it, way better than me.
It kind of reminds you of when Peter got back, come, let's have breakfast, and then Pete and Jesus are walking along, and he goes, but what about him? He goes, what about him?
What about him?
I'm having this conversation with you.
Yeah.
One, enjoy the conversation because I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of God I am.
Wow.
I mean, I could thump you across the universe, but my desire is to bring you to me, and take this and just give some shape to it. Clip out the things that are no good, put some polish on it, and know that there's probably going to be a skint knee and just a few moments after that. And but I don't sin so that I can have that sweet time with God. I'd much rather just hang out there and not do it. But isn't it nice that He brings us back to Him, and He compels us to the place that we really do long to be, I hope. And that, so, to practice that, was it Brother Lawrence, that practicing the presence of God. I mean, the intention has to be there, because we're going to get distracted by so many things that are, and some we're going to give a lot more importance than they should have. Others we know at the time that it's got us. Focus. And let Him speak. And then hear it.
Listen.
So you the part of me that gets in the way here, and here and here, if I listen, all that then becomes a mouthpiece that it's supposed to translate. Like act like you've been with God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and love people.
That is the commandment, isn't it? That is the commandment.
And no, it's not easy. It's a difficult passage life. It's a wonderful passage life. We make it harder than it has to be.
Yeah.
And He equips us for every moment that comes.
He does.
Trust it.
Listen. I love it.
Get out of the way.
Let him do His thing. He's going to do it better.
Stay on the step.
He's going to do it better.
So you did this I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
And you looked up there and you saw that. I want to see the same thing that you're seeing.
Follow that path.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. We'll hopefully, not hopefully, we will catch you in a couple of weeks.
God willing, and the creek don't rise.
We'll talk to you later, guys.